The Banteng are endangered in the wild, with only 8,000 left in Indonesia and Cambodia.
They are incredibly elusive, really mystical and just beautiful creatures. They look like they're wearing stockings, they've got really big eyelashes, they're just gorgeous.
Chester currently has a herd of 10, but it's about to get a lot bigger, thanks to a certain male.
Our dominant bull is Gaston. He is definitely a red-blooded male. He knows exactly what he's doing, what he's meant to do, and he's not shy about it. He's very smooth with the ladies. But at the minute, we have 3 pregnant females, Pankuri, Malua, and Naya. They are actually due to give birth very close together. It could literally be within days of each other at this point.
But there is a real concern about Naya. She gave birth a year ago, but struggled as a mum.
Naya had difficulties bonding with her first calf. That initial relationship wasn't there straight away, and unfortunately the calf didn't make it. We do worry about that, so we are going to be super observant with Naya to make sure that it's all going well.
Good girl.
In the wild, Bantengs leave the safety of the herd to give birth alone.
Come on, Malua. That's it. Good girl. Sweet.
At Chester, the 3 expectant mums have their own separate calving pens.
It's looking like Naya is going to give birth first. She's showing all the right signs.
We're definitely into the final stage now, I think, really. Tonight might be the night, really.
It's 11 p.m. and all 3 mums are unsettled. Naya is going into labour.
Every time an animal gives birth, there's always worries, there's always something that can go wrong, and to be honest, we just have to let nature take its course and just hope that it's all going to be okay. It's such a strain on the female. There is always a risk that if she stops pushing, it will really be high risk to the calf's life, but equally, she may not survive either.
Finally, after 4 hours, Naya gives birth to a baby girl. But the calf isn't out of danger yet. She needs to suckle from mum straight away.
Without that first shot of colostrum, their immune system and their energy levels are both going to be compromised. They need to get up and get going.
The newborn tries her best. But mum seems reluctant.
If a mother isn't allowing a calf to suckle, it's quite often because maybe that mother's an inexperienced animal and she's just not quite got into the swing of things yet. That's something we'll just have to keep a really close eye on.
The calf is exhausted and hungry. Only time will tell if Naya's maternal instincts will kick in. At the Banteng stables, Naya's baby has been named Jin, meaning beautiful. She's now 3 days old. But keepers fear mum still isn't caring for the calf properly.
There is a potential that she's not getting enough feeds from mum, maybe not enough nutrients, so she doesn't have the energy that the others have.
Next door, 2 other babies have been born. Dewi, meaning goddess, and Bagus, meaning handsome. The other 2 calves are close to their mums and are running rings round them.
Banteng calves are full of beans. They have a lot of energy and they enjoy jumping around. It's definitely getting a bit crazy in there. They're probably getting a little bit of cabin fever at this point. They're probably getting a bit annoyed with each other.
It's time for the herd to go outside again. But the temperature at Chester is far colder than the Banteng are used to.
You all right, guys?
Temperature gauge is reading 10, is it?
It's about 11, yeah.
We will let them out, give them access, let them stretch their legs, but then we'll make sure they come back in and are kept nice and warm.
Come on.
It's not exactly tropical, but we're able to now let the mother and the calves out for the first time.
Straight away, Dewey and Bagus make the most of being outside. But Jin doesn't seem to have the energy to play.
It might be that she's cold and she's trying to keep warm and therefore not moving.
After an hour, the two new calves are ready to follow their mums inside.
Come on!
But as the herd returns to the stables, Jin is left behind.
It is unusual for Jin not to be following the mother around. The herding instinct in Banteng is so strong, we would have expected that behaviour to be in full development now.
Drawn by powerful herd instinct, Naya finally heads in alone.
For a species that's so critically endangered, every individual is really important, so leaving Jin outside on her own could be really detrimental to her health. It could lead to her dying if we're not careful.
Three-day-old Banteng calf Jin has been left outside in the cold.
It's a real concern that Jin hasn't followed the herd in. Her immune system won't have fully developed and she's not got the reserves to be able to cope with the cold weather at the minute.
She's not coming.
With a strong wind chill, keepers decide to act.
We're concerned that Jin wasn't going to be able to get up and get in by herself. In that instance, we did make the decision to intervene. I think that Naya obviously had missed her, so she was there waiting as Andy walked in with her. She gave her a good look over and a check, make sure she was okay. I think she was pleased to see her. Hopefully their bond will be stronger because of this, and hopefully we'll just keep going from strength to strength.
The Banteng herd are also now back together. And it seems Naya is growing into motherhood.
We've always had concerns, especially with Naya. Maybe she wouldn't be as attentive towards the calf, and maybe the bond wouldn't be as strong, but she seems to have really come into her own and taken motherhood into her stride. She's been fantastic. The calves are getting a good run around during the day. And yeah, I think everyone's definitely settled into this new herd life.
But no sooner is the herd settled again than the father of all three calves, 600-kilo bull Gaston, looks set to make his next move.
Now that the calves are a bit older, Gaston definitely has got that look in his eye again. He's definitely looking at the ladies and putting on the moves again. It probably would be better for us and the females if Gaston could maybe try and space out mating the females a little bit in the future. But he's a very keen male, so I'm not sure there's a lot we can do about that.